Two devices running One UI 7, the Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Which one takes the best photos? Let's go. So on Sunday, I did a video where I showed off the One UI 7 versions on here, on the S24 Ultra versus the S25 Ultra. And it was quite staggering to see the differences in terms of performance that both versions of One UI 7 has, especially as they favored the S24 Ultra. To speak about the camera part, I spoke a little bit about the software that was available and pretty much exposed the fact that the software running on both was nearly identical, barring a couple of features. Namely, the fact that single take didn't have pre-recording, but then also the fact that there were things like log video that were the same on both devices. What I didn't do was compare the actual output of the photos. I did compare that way back when the S25 Ultra launched in January. I did a complete comparison of the two phones next to each other. But let's revisit it. Now that the S24 Ultra has got One UI 7, or will be soon having the full version of One UI 7, depending on where you are, let's take a bit of a look at the processing. Camera hardware aside, it's really not important to sort of go over that again. We know that the ultra-wide camera on the S25 Ultra has better hardware. We know that it's got a better ISP to be able to process things a little bit differently. But the S24 Ultra, in its year that it's been out, has had some mixed camera reviews, and a lot of people were really waiting to see if One UI 7 was going to fix things. I did compare One UI 6.1 to One UI 7 on two S24 Ultras already, and there was definite improvement across the board, across photos and videos. But we need to put it up against the S25 Ultra to see how close it's gotten to this year's flagship. Starting with photos. Initially, the photos were very hard to split. It almost was like looking at an identical version of the same photo with a couple of differences here and there, but very, very minute ones. But then I noticed some tonal differences across some of the photos that I took. The S25 Ultra favored a bit of a darker touch in some of the photos, whilst the S24 Ultra favored a bit of a lighter touch. Evidenced by my son's face, kind of a bit more shadowy and darker in the S25 Ultra. Then the pavement also has a bit of a different shade and tonal difference to it as well. It's not as if one is wrong or one is better, they're just different. I went to Movie World with my son and I was able to really sort of expose the cameras to some different scenarios, everyday scenarios, things you would do as a parent or as someone who's just living their life. You'd go to a theme park and you'd take photos of your children. When I took photos of my son, I noticed that there was some smoother sort of facial features on the S25 Ultra versus what was on the S24. And then on the motorbike, when he jumped on there, I noticed that his face was a bit clearer on the S24 Ultra, especially when you sort of punched in and zoomed in. But I also noticed a slightly more reddish tone in the face on the S24 Ultra, especially in this shot taken with the 5x camera versus what was on the S25 Ultra. Now, he was sunburnt because he did play 3 consecutive days of football where he scored 3 goals and made some assists, including this absolute banger to win the game in our first game of the tournament. Yes, that's me. You can hear me saying, "Shoot, Alberto," in the background. What I also noticed, though, was that the S24 Ultra actually had some better highlight control. There's a photo I've got of him walking sort of into the park, and his hat, I don't know why, it's just something that stuck out to me. On the S25 Ultra, the hat kind of didn't process the white properly and sort of overexposed it, whereas the S24 Ultra did it pretty much seamlessly. Now, I'm not too sure why that was, because when you look at the bag on the S25 Ultra, the blue was very punchy and very visible. The S24 Ultra was a little bit flat. But that wasn't the only time I noticed it being a bit flat on the S24 Ultra. This photo of this yellow and red taxi, the yellow on the S25 Ultra is punchy as anything. It's very, very vibrant, whereas the S24 Ultra looks a little bit flat on the hood or the hood of the S24 Ultra's yellow. Goodness gracious. The hood on the S24 Ultra's photo was a little bit flat. That's better. That kind of extended too when we went inside and he went on this little sort of, I guess, Dodgem car type thing. The red of that Dodgem car he was sitting in, again, was very different on the S25 Ultra versus the S24 Ultra. Look, overall, it's very difficult to split these. And I think what you would say with that is that's a good thing. The S24 Ultra being close in processing barring some different ideas here and there, is something that if you have an S24 Ultra, this One UI 7 update will kind of keep you close or there or thereabouts to what the S25 Ultra offers. Like I said though, the S25 Ultra has its advantages when it comes to hardware, particularly when it comes to the ultra-wide camera. Across the other photos that I sort of took of just sort of random things, there wasn't much differences. The only real one I kind of really noticed a shift in was this 5x photo I took of this sign. The S24 Ultra sort of preserved a bit more yellow in the sort of whole overall image, whereas the S25 Ultra had a bit of a cooler tone about it. I'm not too sure whether it was just because the S24 Ultra was picking up the yellow that was in the sign and kind of preserving that all the way through, or whether the S25 Ultra was maybe picking up the sky and preserving that. Either way, there's a subtle difference there. Then we move on to videos from the day. This is where it got a bit interesting for me. As we were walking in, I took some side-by-side of entering the theme park. And as I'm sort of panning around and following my son in, I notice as it sort of shifts across, well, one, the road pavement, again, different tone, different shades. But then the sign in the background, the S24 Ultra had way more detail and was a lot clearer on that sign versus what the S25 Ultra was. Very bizarre. I really didn't quite understand how last year's phone is kind of processing video detail better than what the S25 Ultra is doing. It's very small, very, very small, but you could see it. And also the grass difference. I think the grass was a little bit greener on the S25 Ultra though, compared to the S24 Ultra. But the S24 Ultra, as we saw in the previous video comparing it to the One UI 6.1, is greener now, so it's brought it a lot closer. There was a couple of instances too with video where the S24 Ultra, again mirroring the photo improvement, had better highlight control, and again it's on the hat of my son as we're kind of walking in. It just kind of preserves the white and the contrast in the hat versus just kind of the light bouncing off it. I then did a log video comparison. I found the log one really challenging to complete just because it's such a flat profile that the majority of the videos that I took, you can't really notice the differences, especially when it's in a flat profile. I did, however, pick up on one kind of difference in this video of my son just completely overtaking someone in this taxi ride. The yellow in one of the log videos seemed a little bit stronger, even in the flat profile. And then when I corrected the colors on the phone and then sent it to the laptop, again, the yellow was just a little bit stronger after it was color corrected. Let me know in the comments which one you think that was, because I do think there's an obvious showcase of it, but I'm curious to see if you see it as well. So look, really, why did I do this? Ultimately, it was just to really showcase the power of software updates and how when you update a phone and Samsung refine and optimize over the course of a year, you get One UI 7 on last year's flagship and it completely transforms it. Not only did the performance get a lot better, not only does the performance, at least for now, exceed that of the S25 Ultra with things like audio eraser and log video rendering, but the fact that the camera is getting closer or in some ways has some better detail, I think is a good win for customers who have bought this phone. I'll be interested to see if I actually maybe revisit this when this gets One UI 8 and this has One UI 8, whether or not this maybe goes up a little bit further and whether Samsung continue the improvement with this as well. Curious if that's something you'd be interested in. I know it's probably not for now because One UI 8 maybe is a while away, but we will see. Maybe it's not that far. While you're down there in the comment section, hit subscribe, and then I will see you guys in the next one. You!